All right, NFL Week 6 didn't disappoint. We had big kickoff returns. We had big catches. Tyreek Hill from Mahomes on a long third down. Jumps up between two fucking defenders. Somehow comes down with the ball. Then tries to go for almost like a rugby try looking where he grabs the ball and he's trying to push that nose down onto the ground. Touch. Oh man, phenomenal play for his first game back off of injury after injury. Kansas City Texans, that was a great game. Philly, Minnesota. Philly, you shit the fucking bed against Minnesota. I know you're missing DBs. Your top 4 DBs are out. No fucking excuse, because some of that was just blowing coverage by the safeties, going short and shallow instead of giving deep help. And why the fuck are you not giving your DBs help when you know your top 4 are out? You have to give that over the top help to them so they don't get fucking burned like Thielen and Diggs, especially Diggs with his 3 TDs did. Kirk Cousins, y'all calling him out. Linebacker, gone. You don't talk that shit and be an Eagle. He's out of there for talking that shit about Cousins last week. Cousins came out and lit them up. The Eagles' run D is number 1 though. But it didn't matter with Cousins going, no deep safety help, constantly getting burned deep by Stephon Diggs and the rest of the Vikings players and the wideouts. I'm so fucking frustrated. I can hardly fucking talk with how the Eagles basically, I don't know whether it was the game planning, the game calling. Usually Doug Peterson is good at in-game adjustments, which he kind of did on Wentz, because at the start of the game, Wentz was dropping straight back and just getting lit up by the Vikings defense. Finally, he started stepping to the left a bit, stepping to the right, straight, slightly off, bootlegging a little bit. It opened things up, and then it just horrendous. And then to find out that the Rams come out yesterday and trade Marcus Peters to fucking Baltimore, and then go around and flip 2 firsts and a 4th for Jalen fucking Ramsey. Howie, are you fucking kidding me? You need fucking DB help. It's the worst part of this fucking game. It would open up so much for Schwartz's defense. He'd be able to blitz a little freer. The pass rushers would have more time to get to the quarterbacks if you had some fucking coverage out there, but they don't have to hold the ball long enough for your pass rush to get there because they know their DBs are just going to get burned. You have to go out and address this situation if you want any playoff hopes. You should still win the division. Dallas is shit in the bed. Cowboys, Eagles, big game, Sunday night football. Good matchup, but there's injuries all across the board on both sides of the ball. The Cowboys are without their left guard, their right tackle. Amari Cooper's probably out. The rest of their injuries the Cowboys are dealing with on top of those 3 players. The Eagles, like I said, are missing their 4 DBs. Jason Peters, their left guard, is limping off the field, limped off the field on Sunday. Sorry, I was itchy. And just a total mess with these 2 teams that I thought would both be double-digit wins. They still, looking at their schedules, they'll still probably finish tied at 10-6 or some shit like that. And the tiebreaker will go to the schedule comparisons, because usually these 2 teams will win 1 game each during the year. I think the situation sets up right for Philly to win this week, which means Dallas will probably win in week 15, 16, or 17, whichever week it is that they have the rematch in Philadelphia. The Eagles are in the middle of a 3-game road streak. They had Minnesota, now they're in Dallas, then they go to Buffalo, then they're home to New England, home to Chicago, I believe. It's a rough 5-game stretch. If they can come out of here 3-2, I'd be very happy. I want better than that, but with the DB situation and whatnot, I'm just not sure that a better record than that can be had. And that means that the Cowboys will probably finish with a similar 3-2 record over their next 5 games, and these 2 teams will probably be sitting at a similar record. Tyreek Hill, I already mentioned him. The rest of the NFL football week, wow. There were some really good games. I feel bad for the Detroit Lions. The last 3 drives of the game were basically decided by the referees, and I think it really turned the game in Green Bay's favor. And I think without a couple of them phantom fucking calls, hands to the face, like ridiculous fucking calls, I get why in real time a referee, if you stand at the wrong position directly behind the offensive lineman there, and he sees the lineman's head go back, he's going to assume that hand's pushing up, when really it's probably on the shoulder pad, because where else can you honestly grip if you're a lineman, defensive or offensive? All your leverage comes from the shoulder pads. You get a much better grip than the jersey or anywhere else by grabbing the inside of that chest pad and fucking pushing and keep pushing and driving them back. And that's all that happened on them 2 plays. And unfortunately, for the first time in his career and the second time in his career, he got pinned by the referee with flags. Opened up the game for Green Bay because I believe both of them were 3rd downs, or one was a 3rd and a 4th down, which would have resulted in Detroit most likely getting the ball back, running out some clock, and who knows if Green Bay goes down to score that touchdown and field goal on 2 of them 3 last drives. So very unfortunate. You never know what would happen though. Green Bay still might have come back. They do have the greatest quarterback of all time in Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Jones has been running wild all year. They got the AAs. AA is all Green Bay. They take control of the division with that win, I think, in my opinion. I think they can handle Minnesota. I think they can handle Chicago and Detroit. So really, congrats to Green Bay on the win, but it was a little flawed in my opinion. Your defense is still playing well, and that is the biggest question heading into the year, but I've become a believer over the first 6 weeks. Green Bay, kudos to you. And you just might be the team to beat in the NFC, even though New Orleans is rolling with Teddy Bridgewater still. They had trouble putting up points on the board on the weekend, and how will they do moving forward? I'll have to look at their schedule coming up. I'll give you guys more of a breakdown when I do my picks this week. But that's just a quick touch and a little rant on the Eagles for NFL. Peace.